Our adaptation of Scene 2 of Animal Farm by George Orwell had been commendable. The use of cinematic theater to convey narration had been extremely effective, seeing as we only had 4 actors in a scene consisting of 8 characters. The recorded narration had greatly enhanced the clarity of the scene, for actors on stage were never required to step out of the characters they were portraying. Portraying 2 characters each gave rise to a problem with lines, however. Anson, who portrayed Napoleon, and Benjamin had forgotten his lines at times. Luckily, due to the fact that I knew the entire scene pretty well, I was able to fill in for him.
These simple rules will define your existence and become an unalterable law by which all animals on Animal Farm must live by. Alright, comrades, let's get to the hayfield and let the harvest begin.
This had saved the scene, but had damaged the smoothness, for awkward pauses were created. From this, it is evident that perhaps more rehearsals were needed. Kyle also had a problem with his lines. Unfortunately, he had a sore throat on that day and would not say all his lines as loud as we would have liked. However, he had tried his best and was able to inform me of the situation before the performance. Therefore, I was able to substitute some of his lines as Clover for him with no delay.
Never mind the fly, you know the tree.
The recorded narration and cinematic backgrounds had greatly enhanced the effectiveness of our scene. However, it had also given rise to several issues. Despite the fact that a total of up to 3 hours had been spent on rehearsals with Megan the technician in the days leading up to the performance, there were still some mistakes. Firstly, although it was marked clearly on the script where Megan had to change slides, there seemed to be a technical problem that caused the backgrounds to disappear at times. Moreover, we had a slide dictating the 7 commandments of animism, and although the slide was working at that point, it appeared that Megan had missed the marking I had made on the script.
These are the 7 commandments.
I had attempted to signal her during the performance, however, it didn't work and only served to confuse her even more, for she played the next narration line instead of changing the slide. This had resulted in a highly awkward pause that wrecked the smoothness of our scene. On the other hand, the physical theater aspect of our scene had been quite effective. Clover and Boxer could be seen performing push-ups on stage, building up Boxer's character as a powerful cart horse. Moreover, the fight scene between the animals and Jones had also been quite effective. The fight went very smoothly with the aid of background music and Jones' recorded outbursts. During our rehearsals, we had decided that utilizing 3 trestle masks was too much, as there wasn't enough time for Jones to make the transition on stage. This had been cut down to 1 mask in the end, the anger mask, and it was still rather effective. To sum up, cinematic theater had played a key role in enhancing the effectiveness of our scene. However, due to the complicated nature of the technician's job, it had also hindered our performance due to the lack of practice. The fact that each actor had to portray 2 characters gave rise to the problem of forgetting lines as well in our scene.
I'll be back.
Scene 1 of Animal Farm had been particularly effective in my opinion. The use of recorded animal sounds in conjunction with sounds made by the actors portraying animals on stage had been extremely effective in creating a believable and realistic atmosphere. It appears that the whole of the Year 10 Peace and Trust drama class had been utilized in this scene, with each actor representing 1 animal and Jeremy representing Old Major Zabor. The use of levels by the numerous actors had been highly effective. Some were standing, some were bending over, and others were kneeling on their knees. This had accurately represented the different sizes and heights of farm animals. Old Major, portrayed by Jeremy, had been standing at full height amidst a circle of animals, marking him to be of higher status than the rest and highlighting the importance of his character in this scene. The casting of the scene had been very well done indeed, for it had been particularly impressive how Jeremy had managed to memorize an entire monologue and be able to perform it with no obvious pauses or errors.
We almost stopped.
The singing utilized at the end of the scene had also been effective. All actors on stage had joined in with the singing, creating a choir-like effect that was far more effective than any pre-recorded song could have been. This scene could have benefited from the use of cinematic backgrounds, for the placement of an image of a barn interior behind the actors on stage would have greatly enhanced the effectiveness of the scene even further. Perhaps props could have been utilized as well so as to convey which actors were portraying which animals. With some actors, it was easy to tell what they were portraying according to the sound they were making. However, this was less clear with those that weren't particularly noisy. Perhaps masks or placards could have been utilized to better communicate which actors were representing which animals. However, all in all, this scene had been extremely effective and an energetic start to the play.